In the year 2047, Earth was no longer the blue marble humanity remembered. The skies had turned perpetual amber from decades of solar flares and atmospheric engineering gone wrong. Cities floated on anti-grav platforms above toxic dust storms while the surface below, the old ground, was abandoned to scavengers, mutants, and myths. Ellara Voss was 17, born in the floating megacity of New Eden, but she had never felt at home in its sterile corridors. Her parents, elite engineers for the Celestial Authority, had died testing a failed terraforming engine when she was 9. Since then, she'd been raised by the state, trained, monitored, and fitted with a neural implant that tracked every thought deemed subversive. But Ellara had a secret. Every night she hacked the city's undergrid to access forbidden archives, stories of dragons. Not the genetic experiments rumored in black site labs, but real dragons, ancient, colossal beings from pre-collapse legends. She didn't know why the stories called to her. Maybe because they represented something wild in a world that had engineered freedom out of existence. One day, during a routine resource drop to the old ground, Ellara's shuttle malfunctioned. It wasn't random. Someone had sabotaged the navigation. The craft plummeted through the dust clouds and crashed in the forbidden wastelands known as the Scorched Vale. She woke to pain and smoke. The shuttle was totaled. Her neural implant flickered with static, no signal, no rescue beacon. She was alone on the surface for the first time in her life. The air was thick, breathable only because of her emergency mask. The ground crunched with irradiated glass from ancient nuclear exchanges. In the distance, ruined skyscrapers jutted like broken teeth. Ellara scavenged what she could: a pulse pistol, water purifier, and a cracked data slate. She needed to reach the old relay tower 20 miles east to call for extraction. Simple. Survive the night. But as the twin suns dipped below the horizon, casting the wasteland in blood-orange light, she heard it. A rumble. Not thunder. Something deeper. The ground trembled. She ran. Behind her, the dust parted like a curtain. A shape emerged, massive, wing, scaled in bronze and gold. Its eyes glowed like twin furnaces. Horns crowned its head, and its jaws parted to reveal teeth longer than her arm. A dragon. Not a myth, not a genetic abomination from some lab. A real, impossible dragon. Ellara froze as it descended, wings blotting out the dying light. Hot wind blasted her face, carrying the scent of ozone and ancient stone. The creature landed with earth, shaking force, mere meters away. Its head lowered until those burning eyes were level with hers. She should have been terrified. She was. But beneath the fear was something else: recognition. Like meeting someone you dreamed about your entire life. The dragon spoke. Not with words, but directly into her mind. The neural implant crackled, translating raw intent into language. Child of the sky cities. Why have you come to my grave? Elara's mouth went dry. I crashed. It wasn't on purpose. The crash was guided. You were brought here. By who? By me. She stared. The dragon's scales shimmered with patterns that hurt to look at directly. Fractal geometries that seemed to shift when observed. Its wings folded like solar sails. My name is Calthrax. The voice continued in her head. Last of the prime worms. Guardian of the seed. What seed? The dragon turned, revealing a massive cavern entrance behind it, hidden until now by some kind of perceptual camouflage. Come. The night hunters will smell your blood soon. Against every survival instinct, Ellara followed. Inside the cavern, bioluminescent crystals lit the walls. The air was clean, cool. Ancient murals depicted dragons soaring over green earth, humans living alongside them in harmony. At the center of the chamber stood a crystalline pod, 10 meters tall, pulsing with soft blue light. Inside floated a single seed. Not plant, not animal, something else. Veins of energy threaded through it like living circuitry. This is the Terra seed, Calthrax explained. The last viable blueprint for Earth's original biosphere, created before humanity's hubris scorched the world. We dragons were its guardians, bound by blood oath to protect it until the worthy returned. Alara approached, mesmerized. Why me? Because you carry the marker. The dragon's massive claw gently touched her temple, where her neural implant sat. Your parents did not die in an accident. They discovered the authorities' plan to weaponize the seed. They hid a fragment of its activation code in your implant before they were eliminated. Her world tilted. My parents were murdered. Yes. The celestial authority knows the seed exists. They want to control it, not to restore Earth, but to create a new weapon. A bio-engineered plague that would force surface survivors to submit or die. With the seed, they could make it selective. Obedient citizens live. Rebels perish. Alara's hands shook. All these years, she'd thought her parents' death was random tragedy. Now she learned they'd sacrificed everything to protect her. And this, what do I have to do? Activate the seed. But there is a cost. The guardian must bond with the bearer. Our life forces merge. I have waited centuries, growing weaker. This body is my last. When we bond, I will live through you, and you will carry my strength, my memories, my fire. Elara looked at the dragon's ancient eyes. She saw loneliness there. Millennia of watching humanity destroy itself, waiting for someone who might choose differently. And if I say no, then I die within days. The seed remains dormant. The authority will eventually find this place and pervert its purpose. Earth stays dead. Outside she heard engines. Shuttles. The authority had tracked her after all. They're coming. She whispered. Yes, decide quickly. Child. Alara thought of New Eden's sterile perfection. Of children like her implanted and controlled. Of the green earth in the murals, oceans, forests, dragons soaring free. She stepped forward and placed her hand on the pod. I accept. Pain exploded through her skull as the implant burned white hot. Calthrax roared, a sound that shook the cavern, and light erupted from both of them. Scales of light crawled across Alara's skin, vanishing beneath. Wings of energy flared from her back before dissolving. Her eyes ignited with furnace glow. When it ended, she stood transformed. Stronger, older somehow. And inside her mind, another presence, ancient, wise, fierce. We are one now, Calthrax said, voice warm with approval. The cavern entrance exploded as authority shock troops poured in, plasma rifles raised. Target acquired! The girl has the seed signature! Their commander stepped forward, Director Voss, her uncle. The man who'd raised her after her parents. Accident. Alara, he called, voice amplified. Step away from the artifact. You've been compromised. We're here to help. She smiled, feeling Calthrax's amusement echo in her thoughts. Help. Her voice carried double timbre now, hers and the dragon's combined. Like you helped my parents. His face hardened. They were traitors. They wanted to unleash uncontrolled terraforming. Billions would have died in the chaos. Liar, she said softly. Fire danced at her fingertips. They wanted to heal the world. You want to rule its corpse. The troops raised weapons. Elara spread her arms. The transformation completed. From her back erupted massive wings of pure energy. Dragon wings manifested through the bond. Scales rippled across her skin like living armor. Her eyes blazed. She grew taller, stronger, until she stood 15 feet tall, a hybrid of girl and dragon, beautiful and terrifying. The troops hesitated. Director Voss screamed, "Fire!" Plasma bolts struck her, and dissipated harmlessly against scales harder than diamond. She inhaled. When she exhaled, it wasn't breath. It was fire, pure, white-hot dragon fire that consumed the front line instantly. The rest fled screaming as the cavern became an inferno. Director Voss backed away, terror in his eyes for the first time. What? What are you? Alara landed before him, wings folding. The dragon's ancient voice spoke through her mouth alone now. I am the last dragon protocol. Activated dot. She reached down and lifted him effortlessly. Tell your masters the seed awakens. Earth will be reborn not as their weapon, but as it was meant to be. Wild, free, alive. With a flick, she tossed him into the flames. Then she turned to the crystalline pod. The seed pulsed brighter, responding to her touch. Outside, The wasteland trembled as green light spread from the cavern. Where it touched, dead soil cracked and tiny shoots emerged. The amber sky began to clear, revealing stars long hidden. Elarano, the bonded being that was both girl and dragon, spread her wings and rose into the night. The age of dragons had not ended. It had only been waiting for her.